Why do I always, every time I post an episode on YouTube, read the comments and respond to you? About a month ago from now, I began to notice a comment that was repeated frequently. This comment is about the SCP organization, and I honestly didn't know what this organization was. I know a lot of organizations, for example, their dog organization, the Seizure Order in Bunder, the Illuminati, the Puppy Tower, or any areas. I know these organizations, but SCP I have never heard of them. So, after a long search on the internet, I've published the video for you on YouTube, so let's start. The Sky County Pro-Tech Organization, which is simply known as the SP Organization. This group or secret organization, whose main goal, as they say, is to chase and capture any supernatural creature, and there is no institution or government agency that controls the direction and work of this organization, and therefore it enjoys complete independence from any official government organization that happened to it exactly as it happened. Brought to you by it is the most famous website for publishing supernatural stories, horror stories and metaphysical creatures, as the captivity story began to spread widely all over the internet. This victory culminated in the establishment and launch of the official website of the organization on the web in the year 2008. This site aims to collect and document the main goal, which is to protect and contain both supernatural entities, sites and things, as well as supernatural phenomena, and keep them away from humanity, whether it is a threat or not. The next danger for the organization after containing the phenomenon or entity is conducting experiments on it on a daily basis in secret places belonging to the organization. The site is filled with hundreds of supernatural entities, phenomena, and things that have been entered or added from crowdsources with accurate descriptions and details of those entities. The Captivity 73 was one of the first entities studied by the Captivity Organization, and there are now more than 5,000 entities and articles on the organization's website, and it is said that even today mysterious new entities are still being discovered and contained. Saint accused many authors, musicians, film directors, and even theatrical performances, as it had a direct and clear impact. For example, the SB organization had a direct influence on a series of picture books in Kuwait by its author Jeff Fung, which was recently turned into a science fiction movie on Netflix titled God Isn't, which is a science fiction movie, and it may also fall under the category of horror films, whose story revolves around a biologist and a soldier and ex who is sent on a mission to uncover the fate of her husband in a mysterious and frightening area, the Zone, where the mission discovers a world of mutating landscapes and creatures. The exact timing of the founding of this organization is not known, but over the years there have been many popular legends spread around the world to benefit the angel who guarded the tree of knowledge and expelled Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. Of course, this story of the angel exists only in the Jewish heritage, and now, as it is said in legend, he guards the tree of life with the sword of the flame. It is said that the organization was already carrying out all its activities in the search for strange phenomena and beings in the 19th century. It was a powerful organization on the world stage by the 20th century. After World War I, the organization set up a special task force known only as the Mutiny. It was published in the year 1925, but in the year 1948, the rebellion team morphed into the EWL and defected from the organization to rename themselves the Chaos Rebellion because the organization had captured and discovered too many supernatural entities. The organization has developed a triple classification for all these supernatural beings and phenomena. The first classification, which is a sword, is the organisms or phenomena that have been fully studied, and it has been considered that they do not pose any threat to the human race. The second classification, Clint, after they based their tests and experiences on this type, were considered dangerous entities and difficult to deal with. The third classification was crater, as this classification, as the organization says, has not been fully studied due to its extreme danger, and it is considered one of the most dangerous species that have been caught and contained, and it may cause a great indirect threat to the entire human race. Now I'm going to give you some of the most famous captured and contained by the SB Entity 1 Street and Static Engineering. And the classification of this entity is. This entity request is usually the first thing most people associate with an SPO site within street organization and is the most common object associated with the organization. This fearsome-looking creature is a tall, white creature with a large head and large eyes with sharp teeth that give rise to nightmares, similar to the weeping angels in the Doctor Who series in '73. If you confront him directly, you should continue to stare directly into his eyes without blinking until you are far enough away that you can escape. But if he saw himself with your eyes from a short distance, or turned to your right or left, he would pounce on you, break your neck, and kill you in seconds, you and everyone with you. The origins of this creature are unknown to the organization itself. It seems that the experiments conducted on the FCP only show that one of the goals of these beings is to eliminate humans wherever they are without any other apparent motives or desires. Entity. The second is SP-096, or as it is called, Shanghai. This terrifying creature is a human-like creature with a height of about 238 meters. They call him the mentally retarded cousin of Slenderman due to some similarities between him and Slenderman FP-096. He is a scary and terrifying creature with a large mouth full of teeth, like the teeth of dinosaurs in the movie Traffic Bar, and it has sharp claws. And the most amazing thing is that he is completely naked. The organization's tests and analyses showed that he lacks normal muscle mass, so he is very thin, and the size of his arms is abnormal and not compatible with the body, as his hands are about 1.5 meters long for each. His skin is completely devoid of any color or any hair, so he is completely bald. Also, the test showed that the body of this organism lacks a large amount of blood. That's why his skin probably has no color and looks like one of those creatures we have in our nightmares. SBC in his spontaneity is basically the exact opposite of 73 values. He hates being looked at by anyone or being stared at for a long time, so he is called something J or the shy man if anyone looks at him or sees his face either directly or indirectly, or even through a picture of him having a panic attack in confusion and covering his face with his hands as a shy person and starting to scream loudly. And if you close your eyes and do not look, it will remain completely stationary, not moving from its place at all. But if you do the opposite, it will run after you at a crazy speed and cut all pieces. Just as the legend of the tactic that was spoken of by the third entity SP, We6 is a fearsome being in the form of an old human being, a rotting being whose body seems to decompose while he is alive, just as the living dead shares with the being before him, which is SP, his heights in being emaciated. A weak body is a creature that does not move much, as the organization says, and it may remain motionless in one place for several days in a row, waiting for the prey that will be caught, and it can also remain suspended upside down for days. What the organization approved in its explanation of how it hunted its prey is that it depends on touching the prey that it must, which causes it to physically collapse and decompose while it is alive, and the erosion and decomposition continues for several hours. After conducting a lot of experiments and research, the SP-10009 object showed that this object is able to penetrate solid objects, leaving traces of a type of acid in the same place that was penetrated, and it can also hide inside solid materials and insert what is supposed to be a shape from a pocket, where it can -106 after that, exit from this house from any point connected to your first entry point in the league. Well, now my personal opinion is that I am in this organization, and what it claims frankly for me. All the allegations of the SP organization are structural claims only without any tangible and recorded scientific evidence that we can watch, meaning there is not a single real evidence of the existence of these phenomena or these beings, so it is very easy to come to him and tell me that we have found the entity so and so, and these are his characteristics, and these are his superpowers. But what is new, science fiction films can also do this, and the graphics have evolved to a fabulous degree. As for science fiction books, they are full of these fictional stories and pictures. If the organization really found supernatural beings beyond me, I wouldn't announce it to the world. Of course, this media is covered by all the international media, which will create uproar and confusion in the world, because you have discovered an object that no human being has ever seen before in history, but we will not see anything like that. Everyone loves money and fame. It is therefore logical that they earn millions of dollars by advertising these beings or these entities. But as I told you, the fabrication of these stories is a very easy thing, and if you watch horror movies, you will know what I mean, just like the person who made a movie about pet goats, and filled this video with satanic Masonic symbols, and the video carries several predictions that will happen in the future, and poor people believed in that magic recipe to make any organization famous in the world is to add only one word, and that is secret word. I know that 90% of you don't believe these myths, but my opinion is for the remaining 10%, the ones who believe in conspiracy theories to the point of madness and who believe in a movie about pet goats.